transparency is a very critical point, that whether it's an advisory board or whether it is a statutory board, even more so, but the incoming person has to feel that you have a sense of transparency, right? Because they are not there in the day-to-day business, but they're taking some responsibility by being associated with you. And so they should feel comfortable that the association with you is not going to hurt their credibility or their, right? So that's a very, very important thing. That your professor will not work with you if tomorrow your company, does something wrong, right? If you are, harming the environment, then they get associated with it or whatever else, right? That's the kind of thing that they want to avoid. So the key thing is, people want to be associated, whether it's an investor, whether it is a board member, whether it is an advisor. People want to be associated with, grand visions, right? People want to be associated with people who are making change happen, right? So the notion over here is, at the end of the day, each of you every day are selling. Right? And I'll talk a little about, what do we look for in entrepreneurs, but this is about selling to an individual, to take time out of whatever else they're doing to take time with you. Right? That's the fundamental thing over here. And transparency is one, your vision is another, your ability to extract value. The other thing that you have to do is you have to be very clear as to how you will use this person. How will they add value? It's not just saying, okay, I want to have 5 people on my board. The problem that happens is you get the 5 people, then you don't use them. Even if you give them equity, the funny part is that I've seen people actually return the equity, saying, hey, there was no value to being on your board. I didn't learn anything. I didn't do anything. I feel guilty about this equity, holding this equity. So people just return it. So I think that's a failure. If you got somebody involved with you who is choosing to return equity to you, it's a huge failure. You weren't able to actually utilize their services the way you thought about it, right? So when you go in and build a board, think about how that person will be valuable to you.